really well. Hey guys, my name is Tony. You are watching Faith and Coffee Bean. I am a total coffee geek. There's no other way to say it, guys. I probably think about coffee way too much, and I'm one of those folks that I have gone down the coffee rabbit hole about different things so much. Every now and then, I have someone who reaches out to me. They're like, "Oh yeah, man, I did some research on this," and I'm like, "Yeah, I feel ya, because that's exactly what I do most of the time." I'm like, um, I get kind of caught in my head about stuff. So if you're like me, I'm going to ask you right now, subscribe because you're amongst friends. Guys, this is a live video. If you hear dogs barking, anything in the background, it's okay. It's all good. This is unscripted. This is live. I like to go live 2 or 3 times a week. Sometimes I do more. This week has been really busy, guys. In my day job, I'm a department head for an insurance company, and yeah, life can be crazy. There's no other way to say it. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I love doing this so much, and I love hanging out with you guys. This is the highlight of my week. Getting to hang out with really my coffee friends and goof around and make some coffee. So today I am going to be talking about modifications. My modifications that I'm doing in my Gaggia Classic Pro. I've just made a order uh, on shades of coffee. And if y'all don't know about shades of coffee, I'm going to show you really quick what I'm talking about and who that is, okay? So Shades of Coffee has been doing mods for espresso gear and specifically the Gaggia for a very, very long time. They are really awesome. I'm going to tell you guys right now, if anyone is really into Gaggias or doing stuff like that, go to Shades of Coffee. They're just amazing. They're based in the UK. The gentleman that runs it is just a big coffee fanatic, and I really love it. They very famously made this really cool kind of housing with the mods on top. And personally, I'm a little old school, and this is kind of what I think of when I first think of the Gaggia mod. Most of the mods for Gaggia were done with kind of that more of a tactile, you could actually touch the knobs and see everything. The new stuff that's out right now is, of course, the Gaggiano, the Gaggia Mate. But I wanted to go ahead and show some respect to the OGs, if you get what I'm saying. I really love being able to help support other folks, that are in kind of the coffee craziness, that are coffee geeks like me, coffee geeks like you. So, I think that's a really big thing. And I like companies, that are kind of homespun. And that's what I really like about them is they have a lot of good quality stuff. So what I ordered is I ordered a knob, a wooden knob for my steam wand for my Gaggia. And I'm going to show you guys in a little bit. I literally have my Gaggia painted and up on a shelf curing. So I'll show you guys my Gaggia Classic Pro. I went full geek. Uh, I went full geek, and okay, I'll show you. I can't wait. I'm like a kid. All right, guys. I might be in my mid 40s, but like a child, a child man. All right, guys. There it is right now. There's the first look at my painted Gaggia Classic Pro. Um, I know it's not the most pro setup. Like, I mean, I'm sure if I would have went to taking it somewhere to get it powder coated and really did more of that professional job, but I really wanted a specific look. Okay, I really had my brain stuck on a specific look, and I know that I had already had a good friend, espresso friend that follows me on Instagram, and if you guys want to reach out to me on Instagram, I love hanging with y'all. And he asked me why I didn't just buy the red one, and it's a good question. Guys, I'm really frugal. I'm cheap. Don't tell anybody. I like getting stuff on a budget. That is, if you haven't watched my video, I bought that bad boy on Facebook Marketplace for $250. So yeah, guys, that is kind of my thing. I didn't want to spend too much money. I do know you could buy it stock red, but I kind of wanted this like, and I'll talk about it more in a future video because I took pictures of the process. I wanted like a satin feel to it, so I actually put a sparkle lowrider style satin undercoat, and then I put the high heat paint on top, so it was high heat, so it won't buckle or any of that stuff. So yeah, guys. Oh. So I got the steam knob coming. Okay. I also got the light kit. If you guys watch my video, oh, I don't have it with me right now. It's in a bag. I installed a really, really janky light into my Gaggia. And yeah, I did a USB thing. And guys, super janky. There's no other way to say it. Very, very janktastic. And I really like Shades of Coffee just because they have a really great light kit that goes fully across the bottom, and it's built into it actually has a power converter where you could plug it directly into the interior of the machine, and it'll just turn on when you turn on the machine. Right now, yeah, because it was USB, I had to plug it in and all this stuff, which was cool. There was some benefits to that. Sometimes at night, I would just turn it on when I come here, work in my office, and it was kind of cool seeing it illuminated without the machine on. But yeah, anyway, guys. So I got that, and then I got a pressure gauge. So the pressure gauge is really cool. So this is the Gaggia Classic Pro's stock portafilter. Okay, and if you go ahead, you unscrew this here, you have a 3/8 threaded bottom. And with that, I actually got from them a pressure gauge. So with this pressure gauge, I should be able to use it with my Gaggia, but I should also be able to go ahead. I have the Gemini Powerhouse today, but you should be able to get the stock portafilter with this, do the same thing, and it's really to test the pressure within your system. And I really got it because I wanted to test that 9-bar OPV just to make sure it's doing the right job. Like a lot of things, guys, I bought that on eBay. No, excuse me, eBay. Listen to me. No, I didn't buy that on eBay. I bought it on Amazon, and I got it for a really good deal. Sometimes, guys, I've said this before, I'm all about budget stuff, but the truth is, I just want to make sure I'm getting what I'm paying for. I guess that's the best way to put it. And I do a lot of these reviews and I do a lot of testing. So I want to be able to make sure that I could test everything out, and just as I get new machines, like I'll be able to use it to test this and other things in the future. So yeah, I'm excited, guys. Shades of Coffee, y'all. They're awesome. So go check them out. They're based in the UK. So definitely some of the best ones out there. I know because Lance has done videos with their stuff. James has done videos with their stuff. They're a very reputable group, and that's what I like. And that kind of goes into the other thing I want to talk to you guys about. While I do that, let's get some espresso. I haven't had any coffee today. I always wait to do my first pull of espresso. Oh, angry. I always wait to do my first pull of espresso with y'all when I do these lives, and I need coffee. So let's get some coffee. Let me go ahead. I'm going to make sure I have the right portafilter because I've been doing so much Gaggia stuff that I got to make sure I have the right portafilter. There we go. Let's go ahead and use one of my favorites. This is the iCap. This is an all-metal portafilter. This is a really good one. And let's get a good basket. How about, I think I'm going to go with my MH Bomber. It's one of my favorites. I really need to get an IMS 18 gram. I got an IMS 20. Just for the sake of it, I'll put the iCap. I'll put the original 20 gram. This one's really cool. This is definitely has a high flow rate. So definitely good. Just make sure it's nice and clean. It's very cold, so I'm going to go ahead and get it into the portafilter while we're talking and get the coffee going. So let's go ahead and get this loaded up. Yeah, this thing has been kind of sitting on the shelf for a while, and I felt like it was calling out to me, being like, "Dude, what are you doing? Use me." Every now and then, your espresso machines, they talk to you. Okay, so there we go. Sorry, guys, a little disorganized. I've been making a lot of videos, and I've got a lot of really cool gear coming. So that kind of brings me to what I was going to share with y'all. I have some really good news. Joe from Espresso Outlet, we were chatting the other day, and we were talking about the DF64, and I am actually going to get a DF64 pretty soon. I actually think it's going to come this week, and I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do a video highlighting the DF64, and that's actually, guys, that is one of the most, oh gosh, undisputed champions of the home barista area. If you're getting new into coffee and you're trying to figure out what you want to get, okay, as far as grinders go, there's a lot of options out there, okay. And guys, you know that I'm very budget conscious. One of the grinders that I've been doing a lot of videos on is this lately. This is the Chardor 64 commercial. I have right behind me the Chardor OG original. That's with the plastic body, the metal interior. Those are great grinders. They're awesome. But I'm going to be really honest, guys. The DF64 has been the king of home baristas. Like, I could definitely feel comfortable saying that. And one of the absolute best places to get it here in the States is through Espresso Outlet. If you guys aren't following their YouTube channel, please go follow their YouTube channel. I really like what they do. I have learned so much from them, and there's been a lot of times that I had questions, and I would ask them on their YouTube channel or on Instagram, and they are just coffee geeks like us. So what I really love about what they do is they answer a lot of questions, and they're very helpful, and they have one of the best warranty process and customer service process if you buy a grinder. I'm just telling you guys that right now. So I'm actually getting the DF64. So DF64 is coming, and I'm really excited about it because I also kind of want to do a comparison to some of my other grinders with the DF64, because I've had a lot of people ask me, should I get a DF64 or should I get XYZ grinder? Okay. And the reason why, and let's just call it like it is, guys. It comes down to money. It comes down to budget. DF64 typically runs about $380, sometimes $400, but usually it's about $380, brand new. And then something like the Chardor up here, you're talking about $250, $300. So here's kind of my thought on a lot of that. I do like Chardor, okay? I like budget, but I'll be the first one to say, it makes a big difference when you're with quality and knowing that if you have a problem, someone's going to be there to help you out. Oh yeah. I like that. Reading your comment right now. Big Papa. You have a DF64. Yeah. No, seriously though. I mean, I really like Chardor, and I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I'm never gonna say I have so many of them now. Basically, it's kind of one of those things, but I'm gonna just kind of say it, guys. Every now and then, I get a comment from someone where they say, "Hey," and I'm gonna tell you, because I know this sounds sappy, but it kind of hits me in the heart, so to speak. Every now and then, I get somebody who says, "Hey, I watched your review video, and I bought the Chardor, and it worked for 2 months, and then it stopped working." Okay. So then I'm going to be honest, guys. Sometimes it's, for me as a person who's a creator who suggests things, it's hard, and most of the time people get it. Sometimes things happen. Sometimes stuff happens. It's not always going to be absolutely perfect. We all know that. We're all adults. Then we all get it. But I'm just saying, the cool thing about someone like Espresso Outlet and the DF64 is that you have someone, especially if you're stateside, who really know what they're talking about and are going to be there to help you out, and they're just going to give you great customer service. So, anyway, I'm excited to try that out, give it a comparison. There's just no other way to say it. All right, guys, I am trying to, for some reason, this seems off. I'm literally measuring this thing, and I don't know if it's because I've been using a different dosing cup, but for some reason, this just seems off as far as my dosing. So anyway, guys, yeah, I gave him the DF64, and then I talked to Joe, and we're gonna do a showdown video. Uh, he's sending me the CF64 as well, so I'm stoked. I'm really stoked, guys. It's pretty cool. So we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna make some good content. We're gonna put everything to the test, and trust me, I'm gonna be comparing it to everything else. You know. All right, let's see here. That was weird because I'm telling you guys, I'm a little shocked on that one. I'm using difluid scales, and normally I've never really had issues with them before, and I don't know if it's just me. Maybe it's my imagination here, but it just seemed off. Okay, let me show y'all. So this is another one of their scales. This is the black one. Just out of pure curiosity. Yeah, it was totally off. Because look, you're talking about. Let's do 19 grams. Oh, there's 20. That was weird. I must have messed with one of the settings because, yeah, that just wasn't right. Maybe I had it in ounces or something off. All right. Okay, so I am going to be brewing today this volcanic coffee. This is a Sumatra. This is a dark roast. Awesome. Hey, Alexis, what's up, man? How you doing, my friend? So I earlier in the video, if you haven't got it, I was showing, since you're here, I'm going to have to show you again, man. I did my paint job, and you guys are going to be the first ones live to see it. So let me show y'all. There she is. There's my painted Gaggia Classic Pro. I did a satin bottom kind of finish, where it's kind of like lowrider style with some sparkly paint, and then I finished it up with the high heat paint. The basically designed for high heat. So y'all, man, I'm loving it. I think it came out pretty well. Of course, I'll make a full video on everything, guys. I'm gonna be honest with y'all though. I didn't record the painting process and masking process. As far as the video, I took pictures, and I'll talk about it on one of my mod videos. But guys, making content and doing stuff on YouTube and everything, sometimes it's good to not be caught up in making a video. Sometimes it's just good to focus on the task at hand. And because I was painting, I really didn't want to be thinking, well, what kind of camera angle or anything. So I took pictures. And then, like I said, I'll talk about it. But yeah, since I was doing painting, I didn't really want to, mess with that. I had to concentrate and really think about what I was doing. So I hope y'all forgive me for that, because that's kind of one of those things, when you're painting and you're doing stuff, especially with stuff that has fumes. I, by accident, one time had a ventilation system when I was working at a French shop go off and got really inundated by fumes. And that's not a feeling you ever want to have again. It's pretty funky. So, yeah, I don't want to lose any more brain cells over that kind of stuff. Paint fumes are dangerous, y'all. Just remember that. Paint fumes are dangerous. So I'm using my iCap. This is the bottomless. This is the one, the baskets of 20-gram baskets, the one that came with it. So we're going to be using that today. As far as grinders go, I'm going to do the Chardor. I'm going to do the commercial one. We're going to do the sweet burrs because I have a dark roast. And I don't think I've tried the sweet burrs with the dark, like a really dark one. So I think this is going to be a good try here. So let's go ahead. I just want to double check my grind setting because I don't want to have another repeat of what happened on my last live. Y'all, I feel like when I do lives, I make goof up sometimes. But hey, maybe that's why y'all watch. maybe that's why. All right, so yeah, right now, true zero. Let's just turn this on. Let me grab the catch cup a little bit here. Okay. All right, let's go and turn this on. I just want to check my 0 point one more time here. Oh, sorry. All right, so I'm going to go about 42 on that one. Cool. Let me go ahead and grab my RDT here, spray bottle. Oh, dropping stuff. There we go. I'm gonna check it one more time, make sure I got everything. Yep, good, all clear. Yeah, guys, I am stoked. I'm so stoked to get the CF 64V. That's the one that I'm actually super excited about. So that's the one that some people have called ugly. I watched Tom's Coffee Corner, which I love Tom. He called it ugly. I've heard some people say that. I'm going to be really honest, though. I love it. It looks industrial. It looks beefy. It looks really good. I was asking Han on a live stream one time which one he'd prefer or which one he'd recommend out of the DF line, and that was the one that he recommended. So that's the one with the auger that spins, and it looks kind of like, it just looks industrial. It's like machined and all that. I was talking with Joe, and he was saying it's his #1 grinder he uses on his own personal coffee. And I'm like, awesome. I want one, and let's do a comparison. Let's do a comparison between that and the DF64. Y'all, I'm going to make a lot of videos with these grinders, so I am stoked beyond belief. So I'm really excited. So CF64V is going to be coming as well, so I am very, very happy. Y'all, I have been thinking about that grinder a lot, so super stoked to try it out for y'all. Okay, guys, let's pull our first shot. So, got a lot of mods, got a lot of cool stuff going on. So definitely make sure you're hitting that subscribe button and you're seeing the bell notification. You guys know it. I go live quite a bit. You know, my wife's always like, why are you going live so much? Honestly, guys, it's because I get to hang out with y'all. It gets me away from work. Guys, this is my work at home office. I've said that many times with you before. And making coffee's my outlet. Making coffee's like my escape from work, my getaway. So I I always appreciate you all so much for hanging with me. You know, sometimes you got to do stuff like that, and that's why I love making coffee at home. I geek out about all the stuff. It's just cool to just step away from the craziness of work and have some caffeine. Oh my goodness. I have my guys, I have one grandmother that's alive, okay? One grandmother. I have one abuelita. And my wife and I were having a date night out here in Florida over the weekend. And we drove down to Tampa Bay and we're coming back home. And I get a call and it's like, abuelita, you know, abuelita's calling on my phone. So I answer it. And it's my grandma. She's like, Mijo, how you doing? I'm like, I'm doing great, grandma. Doing really good. She's like, I'm concerned about you. She's on Facebook, y'all. And she says to me, you're drinking too much coffee, son. You're 44 years old. You shouldn't be drinking that much coffee. You got to think about your heart. And I was kind of like, there was part of me that was just, it actually hit my heart so much because I was thinking, wow, here's my grandmother in her 80s and she's watching what I'm doing online and she is like concerned. And she's my last one that's alive, y'all. And that's the kind of stuff that you know, I'm like, cool. She's 80 years old and she's with technology. And of course, I had to tell her, oh, grandma, you know, I was explaining caffeine and espresso, and I totally lost her. And my wife's like, why are you trying to explain it to her? Just tell her you're going to stop drinking coffee more. You know, oh my goodness gracious. But hey, I'm just blessed and happy that she's still with us. You know, that's all that matters. You know, I say this to my son all the time. Tomorrow is not promised to no man or anybody, you know. So you got to seize the moment, love those that you love, make sure you're spending time with them. I lost my dad. Oh, I did it again. This is what happens when you mess around with too much gear. I overfilled this. This is 100% overfilled. Oh, bummer. This is a big basket. You wouldn't think that would be the case, but definitely that was a little bit of an overfill. I'm going to try something goofy and actually swapping out a different puck screen. I have a feeling that this could be puck screen related. Yep, that's exactly what that was. I have one puck screen that just, it's a little thick. All right. Not perfect, but I'll take it right now. It's a tight seal, y'all. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's pull this first shot. It's 19 and a half grams in a 20-gram basket. I get questions like this all the time when it comes to baskets and stuff. Remember, it's about the volume of the beans you're using. So a lot of times the baskets will say, oh, rated for 20 or whatnot. And then we all kind of get in our head, oh, I put 20 grams. Why is it getting filled? Or I put this amount and that amount. This is why you got to dial stuff in. But yeah, I get that question a lot. Just remember, your beans are always going to be different, you know. So just keep that in mind. Alexa, reading your comment here, my friend. Yeah, Abuelita, yeah. Yeah, Abuelita always knows. For sure. All right, guys, let's pull this. I hope I don't choke it. When it's overfilled like that, good. Win. I haven't used this machine in a while. Wow, it didn't really pull the pressure like I wanted. Yeah, that's terrible. Oh my goodness. I got so distracted there. Yeah, that's a terrible shot, y'all. That's off 100%. First time using these beans with this grinder. So that kind of goes to tell, I mean, I got crema. I bet you this is going to taste okay. But I'm just saying that was not where the pressure needs to be at all. It was like a 4 to 5. It was very low pressure. Okay, very low pressure, 48 and 28. That's too fast. So let's just, I'm going to check it out. It's just because I'm curious. to see what it is on the refractometer. I'm going to give it a little taste, and we'll pull another one, a better one. Okay. So we are at a 10.71. Wow. I'm actually kind of surprised, especially with that. It's because of the amount of coffee that was in there, y'all. 10.71. It was 19 and a half grams. I can't believe that. I'm actually a little shocked it's that high. 78 grams of water, 19 and a half grams of coffee. I mean, that is kind of 1 to 2. Whoa, it's a little 1 to 2. Like I said, it doesn't look too bad. Let's give it a little taste. Oh man, that's potent. Wow. Man, that is the dark roast. So this is a Sumatra. This is pretty good. I'm actually been really impressed with what they've done. I think I did a live stream with this a couple weeks ago. So the way I kind of feel about this particular one is it's like think of like when you think of a dark roast, this is a dark roast. I mean, this is if I had to pick a brand and say this was my definition of dark roast, this would be it. It has that very earthy feeling. It really kind of reminds me. I hate to make a uh, just a reference to it, but it's really like that Sumatra you get from Starbucks. I know they source it from. Yeah, it's sourced from Sumatra. What am I talking about? But I mean, there's a Sumatra that they make at Starbucks. That's what this kind of reminds me of. It's delicious, but it's delicious if you want that taste. That's the best way to put it. Yeah, I mean, I think with the milk drink, we used this for a pour over this weekend on Sunday, my son and I, and then we mixed coffee and excuse coffee. We mixed cream and sugar and made a really good cup of coffee. Like it was really tasty. Tasting it by itself, it was still delicious, but man, cream and sugar. And I normally am not a cream and sugar kind of guy. I like it straight. You know, but cream and sugar, oh man, it was absolutely delicious. It was like a kind of like a dark milk chocolate. That's the best way to put it. Like a medium to dark. It was very tasty. So really good. Let's do a light roast and let's swap it up a bit, okay? So I bet this is gonna be, yeah. Actually, I was expecting this to be a little soggy, which is good. Definitely not. Okay. Get this out, clean it. Yeah, puck's pretty dry. Okay. Let me show y'all. Yeah, it's pretty condensed. Think about 19 and a half grams. Condensed pretty well. Oh my goodness. Again, not with the ideal shot. I wasn't really happy with that. All right. Let's just, try this up a little bit different. I have been really enjoying the DC 63, and this has been doing really great. It's really good with dark roast. So we're gonna go ahead and put this on the DC 63. I am stoked. If you guys didn't hear it on my last live stream, I just got delivered. Cafe Sing has a 63 millimeter conical burr manual grinder, and I just got it. And guys, it's literally sitting in the other room. I cannot wait to do the video on it. They also sent me over their solid stainless steel portafilter, their solid stainless steel blind shaker, and their WDD tool that's stainless steel as well. So I am so stoked. That's one of the reasons why I pulled out the Powerhouse. I needed a good E61 to test that because it's all E61. All right, let's go ahead. Let's do this dark roast again. I'm going to do 18 grams in the 20 gram basket just to kind of show a little bit like what I'm talking about with the volume. And then I'm going to put it in a different grind setting in different grinders. So it's probably going to be a little bit of a different experience. But the sweet burrs are awesome. You know, I love the way it's making everything taste, but conical and dark roast are like, you know, peanut butter and jelly. I love using something like this for dark roast. Okay. All right, so let's grab our 18 grams. 17.7. There we go. Yeah, I gotta check out what was going down with that other dye fluid scale because that was weird. The dye fluid is always like really accurate too. I bet you it's me. I bet you there was a setting in there that I messed up. I could almost guarantee it. All right, so let's go ahead and do some WDT. Yeah, guys, I also showed in my last video, I got one of those new misters by iCap. Pretty cool. I just, I mean, they've got a pretty decent capacity, but I don't know. I get old. I'm kind of old school about some of the stuff I do. Once I get stuck in my ways, I'm stuck in my ways. Just want to make sure this is nice and clean. This is one of the things I love about this grinder, is it's so easy to just clean it really quick. Love the magnets. All right, cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and give this bad boy a shot. Yeah, I'll leave it at 25. I got it at 25 right now. I think that should be good. We'll just cold start it. Yeah, guys, I'm pretty stoked to put the DF64 up to the Chardonnay too. You know, because that is always the comparison. You know, and that's the thing. It's probably the number one question I get asked, and that's not even a joke, guys. I literally, you guys would be shocked in how many times I get a comment on one of the videos where someone's like, "Which one would you get?" And it's hard because, you know, the DF64 is just proven, and it's going to be one of those things that's going to last you a really long time. But also comes down to your budget. You know, I think that's a big thing. But it's also kind of one of those deals. Sometimes it's worth the money to just go. If I know this sounds so weird when I say this, but I just like sometimes it's worth it. There's certain things, and how many times have we listened to Lance or James, or you listen to someone like Han, and they talk about coffee and they say it's more important to spend more money on the grinder than it is the machine. And I am kind of a believer in that because I have budget machines that kick butt. There are budget machines out there, something like the Hybrew HP10. I love my Tuni E2. I mean, this is super budget. This machine right now you can get for $350. They keep promoting it. This is version 1 of the Gemini Powerhouse. So this is not a Turnt Legato version 2. This is not a Apex Me Coffee version 2. This is the version 1, and I got it because it was a good deal. But I'm just saying, you get something like that, you could get your Gaggia, you know, and the grinder's just, I don't know, you're gonna get more for your bang for your buck spending more on the grinder. It's a hard one, but I also love the Chardonnay. Like, it just every now and then, guys, like I said, I've had some folks reach out to me, and it kind of like breaks my espresso heart. Because they'll buy one and then I get someone saying, "Hey, it worked for 2 or 3 months. Now I'm getting an error code. What should I do?" I just helped someone out the other day who was getting an error code. It said E2 on their Chardonnay, and I had to look it up. I actually contacted Chardonnay. I was asking them questions. You know, when you guys ask me comments or questions, I don't know. I feel like it's like my mandate to answer y'all. You know, there's just no other way to say it. And my wife thinks I'm crazy, but you know, I'm a fellow geek, and I've also watched a lot of YouTubers, And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Sometimes I put questions to other YouTubers. I'm not talking about in the coffee stream, the coffee the coffee people, but other areas where I'll watch like a big YouTuber, and I'm not a big YouTuber, and I'll ask a question and I'll never get an answer. Or sometimes I'll get an answer and it feels like it's someone that works for them, like they have a big production company. I don't know. I'm just saying that I think about how I would want someone to answer my questions. So I hope that makes sense to y'all. You know, I like to answer questions and I kind of feel like obligated, you know, and it's also cool. Gives me a reason to look stuff up. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's see how this does. So this is conical burrs, 63 millimeter titanium. Cannot wait to try the new grinder that's manual. That's the same size. Never thought I would have a manual grinder that's that size of burrs. Okay, let's do the distribution. Yeah, I love iCap. Man, I'm telling you guys, this is awesome. One of the cheapest gravity distributors and best gravity distributors. Probably my go-to. How many times do y'all see me use it? I've been really loving what iCap's doing with this V6 series. It's been really awesome. Super good quality, super affordable. That's what I like. All right. Let's use Winnie the Pooh. Okay. Definitely better getting that locked in. Yep. Plenty of room. All right, let's get the big boy cup for this. Oh, not a lot of room there. Okay. All right. Let's pull this. Oh, and I just painted the knob. I went with a metallic blue. Figured if I was painting stuff, I might as well paint this a little bit. All right, guys, 18 and a half. Yeah, it was 18 and a half. Let's try to go for about 32 to 35. Good. Okay. Getting that pressure, it's up to about almost 9 bars. So I can go a little bit finer. But I'm liking what I'm seeing. Let's stop it. Oh, paying attention too much. And I put too much water in there. But that's okay. It was yeah. There needs to be some adjustment. Goodness. But I like what I was seeing. It's a problem. I get distracted here. Uh, with my Gaggia, it doesn't have a gauge on it. So the fact that this has a gauge, guys, it's been once you kind of use one machine for so long, you kind of get a little in tune with that. And you know, I was distracted. Okay. Let's go ahead and give this a little test. Okay. 10.21. Wow. Now, let me show y'all. It's pretty similar to the last one. And it was still a pretty good amount of water. I mean, water-wise, I know they were both pretty big shots. 10.21. Goodness gracious. All right. Let's give this a taste. Very curious. Oh, I like this better. Yeah, I definitely like this better. This is a better shot in comparison to the two. There is a creaminess to this roast, to the dark roast in this with the conical that you just don't get with the sweet. So if you guys don't know this, yeah, this is not stock. The Chardor commercial, I don't have stock burrs in here, so I have the sweet burrs. So there has been kind of a little bit of a learning curve and experimenting with things with these sweet burrs, and I'm really loving the sweet burrs, and I definitely would recommend them to anybody. They're brew, And if you guys haven't tried LeBrew, I do have their links in a couple of my videos. If anyone needs a link, let me know. I'll send you a link to LeBrew and these brews. Um, but they're awesome. They're really, really awesome. They are the sweet burrs. They are modeled in style of what SSP does, which those were modeled off of another grinder. SSP does a Casper. These sweet burrs are machined, but they're very precision. And this is the conical. Um, I have a feeling if I dialed in the sweet burr a little bit more and tried the two, that way I'm gonna try this again. Um, this just feels a little more flat. There's clarity in it, but it feels a little flat. And I think that's just because it was a bad shot. I don't think it's the burrs. But I'm saying that if I had to pick between the two shots, this conical is rocking it. This is actually very tasty. Yeah, it's like smoother. There's just no other way to say it. It has a smoother mouthfeel. Believe it or not, this one actually tastes more sweet. So, but again, I think I had that kind of dialed in a little more. I think that last shot was kind of wonky, to be honest with y'all. So that's that's my crazy obsession. Dude, what burrs to go with? Which is the right way? What's the best game? You need the best results. Let me pull this out and take a look at this puck on this one. Oh, that's tight. There we go. Again, no water. Awesome. Glad not seeing that. Wow. So there we go. So again, this is 18 and a half in that 20. I think it's pretty good as far as amount of room. Kind of see where there's the line. So yeah, I mean, I think that was a better route to go, especially with these beans. Very clean. Ooh, hot. Ooh, it's so hot. Very clean knockout. Very, very clean. All right, guys. Well, yeah, I just wanted to do a quick live and just kind of talk about the upgrades I did with the Gaggia. So just to kind of recap what I was talking about earlier, I have from Shades of Coffee the light upgrade. I'm going to go with their official light upgrade. I have the wooden knob that's coming. The Gaggia Mate, guys. Oh, man, I'm so stoked. The Gaggia Mate is here in the United States, traveling towards me right now. So I am so excited, guys, to install my Gaggia Mate on my Gaggia Classic Pro. I have heard of folks installing the Gaggia Mate on other machines, and I'm going to be really honest with you guys. I am really curious about this, something like the Gaggia Mate, or even Gaggiuino. Someone had a turret legato on a Gaggiuino. Pretty sure it was a Gaggiuino I saw, and it blew my mind. And I know that there's that company out there, oh, I forget their name, oh my goodness, that uses one of these Gemini style machines, and they've kind of taken their own take on it, and it's kind of like a decent, oh, it looks like a big iPad that sits up top. Man, I just forget their name right now. If anyone knows, let me know in the comments. It would be really cool to get something like that going with a machine like this. I really would love to get at some point the Turnt Legato version 2 or the Me Coffee Apex version 2. This is the one without the OPV. So I don't know. I might have to part ways with this and upgrade at some point. But I love this machine. This is a really awesome machine. And price-wise, I've never regret getting it. But yeah, so I got the Gaggia Mate coming. I have the two grinders I'm going to be doing the reviews on with Me Coffee. I'm sorry, with Espresso Outlet. And I'm looking at a Me Coffee right here. Espresso Outlet. And then, guys, just to let you know, I also have some other stuff in the works. So just make sure you're subscribed and all that good stuff, all that YouTubery things, because I got some cool stuff coming up. Yeah. And then I'm going to do a big showdown. I'll be doing a big showdown video with all the mobile espresso machines, because now I've got the Me Coffee, the iCap, the Oh, goodness gracious. I haven't even showed you guys this before. It's the first time I'm ever showing this. I just got this the other day. This is the carrying case for the Conqueco. And this is another really good mobile espresso unit. And they kind of have their own proprietary system when it comes to the way that they do their stuff. But gosh, I got to show you guys this really quick because it's just that cool. I'm stoked. So check this out. I wasn't planning this. Okay. So this is just really cool. I'm just wondering if I have the complete kit. I think I do. I was so not planning on doing this. So if I drop something or mess something up, apologies. I get like a kid in the candy store when it comes to the gear. All right. Yeah, cool. All right, guys. Oh, grab the wrong thing. There it is. Sorry, guys, I'm looking for something here to show you. And I don't want to drop a bunch of stuff. Ah, there it is. I was hiding. Okay. This is just really cool. All right, guys. Check this thing out. So this is the Conqueco, okay? And this is just a really cool mobile espresso unit as well. But I got the stand for it that goes with the set. And they sent me over the basically the whole basically mobile kind of more professional style setup. So this one is really cool. If someone's into Nespresso pods, they do that. This is one of those where if you were into Nespresso pods, you can do it. I don't like to poo-poo Nespresso pods, guys, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I think they're a necessary evil. I don't mean that to be rude or mean to them or people that, because I've used them and I got them too. But if you're doing, like, if you're hiking and you're worried about your weight that you're going to take with on your hike, I'm not an outdoorsy person. I'm not the hiker. But I'm just saying, if you're a hiker and you're worried about your weight, or you're worried about the waste that you're going to leave in the environment, and you want to have something that's self-contained, having a pod is really cool. I've shared this a little bit before. I have a cousin who watches my channel who is a engineer on a train. Wow, that's so cool. It's the first time I'm using this, guys, or first time showing it to anybody. These are magnetic. He's an engineer on a train, and as an engineer driving a train, you can't really do a lot of stuff, but he wants to have good coffee. So what's really cool, he uses the Outen, but he uses the Outen with the pods. So that, that's kind of what I'm saying. I think it sometimes can be a little bit of a necessary evil. And yeah, would I agree that making your espresso by hand and grinding everything fresh is the way to go? Yeah, 110%. But the truth is, if you are a train engineer and you want to have coffee in your cockpit of the train, if that's what they call it, a pod is awesome. If you're on a plane, if you are in a business trip, that's the kind of stuff. That's what I'm saying. For a long time, I used pods for as soon as they came out. I was one of the first people, I think, probably to buy an espresso. And that's how I did it. And I'm not, it sounds so funny saying it. I'm not proud of that. It's like having a microwave meal. But I'm just saying, for a long time, and I know a lot of us, we get real, like I said before, I'm a coffee nerd, not a coffee snob. So hope that's not too long-winded. But check this out. This is really cool. So this is the portafilter, and this is pressurized. They have this awesome dosing ring they made for it. So there's a dosing ring you could buy as well. And then, of course, the kit comes with a puck screen. So you put your custom puck screen. I want to say it's a 39, okay? I could be wrong. I'll look that up. If anyone's curious, let me know in the comments. And they have a tamper, custom tamper. Immediately when I saw this, I was thinking about those step-down baskets. This is probably too big diameter for most of those step down baskets, but that's kind of what I was thinking about with this. So just really cool, the fact that they've kind of thought all this stuff through, you know. And then here's the stand, and it's magnetic, and everything fits right into the case. So I've had this for quite a while, and this is one of the videos. If you guys want to watch it, I've done it. It's pretty cool. This opens up, and this whole compartment, you can swap it out for a pod. So if you did want to do the pods, that's my point. You can do the pods. So if you're somewhere and you're traveling and you don't have your grinder and you want to do pods, it's an option. That's what I like about this particular unit, is that it's an option. I mean, just kind of think, oh man, as I drop stuff, just think shooting your coffee there, enjoying it. Definitely cool. I love this. Looks like a rocket ship to me. So definitely really awesome. I love this kind of stuff. It's just cool when there's kits like this. Like I said, especially if you're kind of worried about your travel or, all that, the different ways you can do it. So that's a cool kit. And then the case is just really awesome too. I mean, there's just no other way to say it. Everything just fits perfectly in there. This is all available on Amazon, so this is pretty cool. So yeah, if you want to kind of take it to the next level with a Conqueco, you can. So that's pretty cool. I will be doing, like I mentioned, a full kind of big video talking about all the mobile setups that you can do. I'm going to get all the mobile grinders. Excuse me. I might get the mobile grinders in the same video. We'll see. Maybe I'll do a video for the grinders separate. But yeah, guys, there's so many options for mobile now. It's kind of wild. I mean, there's just no other way to say it. It's kind of wild. I'll set this aside. But yeah, let me know. Someone was mentioning to me that I should really include the Pico Presso. I don't have a Pico Presso, but I want one really bad. And that might be an excuse to buy one for a video like that. But yeah, let me know if there's any mobile systems that you guys would recommend that I haven't mentioned or haven't done a video on. Because I don't think I've ever seen a real big showdown video like that where it's like all of them in one video. Kind of crazy. I'm kind of crazy when it comes to this stuff. So if you guys have any suggestions, definitely let me know. Yeah, absolutely. Hey guys, I appreciate you so much. Thanks for hanging with me. I cannot believe we're at Tuesday. You guys have a really good one, okay? Thanks so much.